Before we get started, I want to make sure we're coming through loud and clear over on YouTube. As you all jump on, drop me a comment. Let me know where you all are tuning in from today on this Sunday. So let me just go here. Let me just check, you guys, because last week I got started and the volume was not good. Okay. So let's go here. And if you jump on, let me know you guys can hear me. Oh, cool. Okay. So we're good to go, you guys. Okay, so let me just let my school community know that we are live. I am today going to be giving away a $25 Amazon gift card to one of my live viewers here today. So be sure to stick around, drop comments, engage. It is only for live viewers. So if you're watching me on the replay, this is not for replay viewers. It's only going to be those you guys who are here live, and I'll be looking at the timestamp on the comments, so I'll know if you guys were actually here live. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, let me just get the link here, as I said, for my school peeps. If you haven't already done so, be sure to join my school. It is absolutely free for you to join. I just dropped the training in there last night on how to get paid to post on Facebook. Okay, so if you want to know how to get paid to post on Facebook, then there is a free training that I dropped inside the school last night to share with you guys how I'm getting paid to post on Facebook, and I'm using AI. Okay, so I'm not even stuff I'm writing or whatever. It is AI that I'm actually using, you guys. So listen, this is the greatest time to be alive. Let me tell y'all. Okay, so don't miss it. So in the description of the video, you'll find a link to go on over to join my actual school. It's absolutely free to join. And so you want to get access to that training, get paid to post on Facebook. It's crazy times we're living in, you guys. It's amazing times. And, I say, hey, just focus on what you want. Decide, right? That's my whole thing, is like your work is to decide. That is the work for you to do. Decide what you want, and then step into the identity of the person who already has it. That's it. There's no magic sauce. And it's so crazy because the Power of Awareness, the book that we're actually reading. So if you don't have it, it's a really good book. I've been reading it every Sunday. Okay. I normally go live at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but today have some things going on, but I wanted to keep my commitment. All right. So I just say I got to move it. Right. Because I have to get it done. I don't have to get it done. I choose to get it done. I have 100,000 YouTube subscribers. And because I have 100,000 YouTube subscribers, I want to show up for my 100,000 YouTube subscribers every single Sunday. And we are reading different texts. And so right now we're reading the Power of Awareness. And then we may decide to read something else here at a later date. So hey, welcome, Vanessa. I think Vanessa's here. And so just so you guys know, that I am doing a $25 giveaway for Amazon. So what I want you all to do is, as you all are here, you're engaging on the video, also leave me your email address, because that's how I will get the gift card to you, is through your actual email. So drop your email, and you have to be here live. So it's not replay viewers. It's not for replay viewers. It is for live viewers, because I want to get this message out to the world. I mean, period. That's it. So I'm willing to give away each and every week. I'll give away some of my money in order to do that. And so, so as you guys are here, drop your email address. I'm giving away a $25 Amazon gift card to someone in the comments. And so you definitely want to participate. Okay, so let's get into it, you guys, because I do have some appointments to get to. We're reading The Power of Awareness, Neville Goddard. I absolutely love The Power of Awareness. I love the law of assumption, period. I was a person who studied the law of attraction for many years. I think it's cool, but I really, when I was introduced to the law of assumption, I do like the fact that one of the things that Neville uses is the actual, he uses the Bible to on a lot of his stuff. He uses the Bible, but he doesn't use the Bible in a historical. Yes, we just started, Sheldon, so you can drop your comments. And we're still here. We're live. Okay, so but he used the. I feel like he used the Bible not in a historical. He didn't teach the Bible as a history book. He didn't teach the Bible as a book about morality, right, or right and wrong, and try to convince people that they had to do certain things in order to get to heaven or to get to hell, or they were going to go to hell. So he didn't teach it like that. He taught it in a metaphysical way where it's really a book about you. Okay, so the Bible is a book about you. It's about you and your mind, and so that's why he. Okay, yeah. Be sure to put your email. Okay, so those of you guys who want to be entered into the Amazon giveaway, you have to put your email, yes, in the comments, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go through the comments and someone who's here live, and I can see the timestamp of when you actually were here, and if you were here live, then I'm going to select a winner from that. And that's what I'm going to do every single week. So every single week, you guys, I'm going to be giving away stuff, okay? Because as I said, I have a mission to really get this out to the world, right? And so, people like to be incentivized. So, hey, I'm willing to do that, okay? So let's get into it, because we do have quite a bit of text today on in the book. And so I want to make sure we get through this, we get through the commentary and stuff. Yes, fun. Yes, I want you guys to have fun. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's just money. It's just money. It's nothing, it's just money, you guys. Okay. I don't care. We can give it away. And because I don't necessarily go to a religious organization, or, I don't go to church on Sundays, then this is a way for me to tithe back to people, right? If I could figure out a way to really just give away money, I will do that as well. I don't have PayPal and stuff. And so I know a lot of people use PayPal and stuff, and I don't have PayPal. But at some point, I'm going to figure out how to be able to give away, money, right? And stuff. And so, yeah, so that's what I'm focusing on and doing. Hi, you guys. Hi, 19 steps. Okay, so chapter 7 is about attitude. All right. So experiments recently conducted by Merle Lawrence, Princeton, and Adalbert Ames, Dartmouth, in the latter's psychology laboratory, at Hanover, New Hampshire, prove that what you see when you look at something depends not so much on what is there as on the assumption you make when you look. Okay. It says, prove that what you see when you look at something depends not so much on what is there as on the assumption you make when you look. Since what we believe to be the real physical world is actually only an assumptive world, it is not surprising that these experiments prove that what appears to be solid reality is actually the result of expectations or assumptions. Your assumptions determine not only what you see, but also what you do, for they govern all your consciousness and subconscious movement towards the fulfillment of themselves. Okay. Your assumptions determine not only what you see, but also what you do, for they govern all your conscious and subconscious movements towards the fulfillment of themselves. You guys following me, okay? And so, and this is the information that will help you to not just be to get whatever you desire in your life. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about winning free prizes, and it's not even about me giving away my money. It's about how you can get more money for yourself. And this is the information that will help you do that. And it's almost like the what they talk about, if you give a man fish, he'll eat for that day. Right? If I given a man fish, he'll eat for that day. If I teach you how to fish, you eat for the rest of your life. All right? This information that I've gotten my hands on will teach you can fish for the rest of your life. You'll know how to use the power of your imagination to create the reality that you desire. All right? All right, let's keep going. So your assumptions determine not only what you see, but also what you do, for they govern all your conscious and subconscious movements toward the fulfillment of themselves. Over a century ago, this truth was stated by Emerson as follows: as the world was plastic and fluid in the hands of God, so it is ever so much of his attributes, so it is to so much of his attributes as we bring to it. To ignorance and sin, it is flint. They adapt themselves to it as they may. But in proportion as a man has anything in him divine, the firmament flows before him and takes his signet and form. Your assumption is the hand of God molding the firmament into the image of that which you assume. Your assumption, this is important, you guys. Your assumption is the hand of God molding the firmament into the image of that which you assume. This is important, is what you assume. And I say this every single week. Whatever you assume to be true, that will be true for you. Okay. All right. The assumption of the wish fulfilled is the high tide, which lifts you easily off the bar of the senses where you have so long stranded, so long lane stranded. It lifts the mind into prophecy in the full right sense of the word. And if you have that controlled imagination and absorbed attention, which it is possible to attain, you may be sure that all your assumption implies will come to pass. When William Blake wrote, "What seems to be is to those to whom it seems to be." That's really good, y'all. What seems to be is to those to whom it seems to be. He was only repeating the eternal truth. There is nothing unclean of itself, but to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. Listen, I'm giving away $25 here. You have to drop your email address if you want to be selected, right, to win that. It is an Amazon gift card. And so it is for those of you all who are engaged into the conversation, into the reading and what we're talking about here, right? It is not for random comments about anything. So it's like if you're just posting random stuff, that's not what we're talking. That's not what's going to get you. That's not going to win. Okay, that's not what I'm not going to select just random comments and just posting stuff, right? But is that you're engaged in this actual text because, as I said, I want to teach you how to fish. And that's what this channel is all about. She's always manifesting, teaching you how to manifest the life of your dreams because it's power. You can do it, right? You're always manifesting, okay? But there is nothing unclean of itself or clean of itself. You should assume the best and think only of that which is lovely and of good report. You should assume the best. Put that in the comments. I should assume the best. I should assume the best. I should assume the best. I assume the best. Actually, I want you to change it to this phrase. I assume the best, right? I assume the best, okay? I assume the best, right? That's what I want you guys to put in the comments. It is not superior insight, but ignorance of this law of assumption if you read into the greatness of men some littleness with which you may be familiar, or into some situation or circumstance or an unfavorable conviction. Your particular relationship to another influences your assumption with respect to that other and makes you see in him that which you do see. Ooh, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, I think, and I'm not really a big fan of the whole manifesting an SP, changing the mind of your SP, doing all this SP work. All in the law of assumption community, people are talking about something about your SP. Okay. I haven't gotten there. Maybe it's something for me to grow into, but I'm not interested in changing anybody's mind. Okay. Okay. Like if you don't want me, goodbye. I'm not interested in doing any type of work to change your mind. No, I'm not. Okay. But in the law of assumption community, it is huge that people want to manifest their SP back after. And I don't get it, but hey, I don't have to get it because it's not my world. Right. So, okay. So, but listen to this, you guys, your particular relationship to another. So this is when you think about the law of assumption and when people talk about the SP and manifesting them back, I'm sure this has a lot of relation to that. Okay. Your particular relationship to another influences your assumption with respect to that other and makes you see in him that which you do see. Now, this also could work, you guys, in your employer. This could work in any instant in life. What you see in others, is in you. They are a mirror reflection of you. So you see yourself in them. We don't want to see it like that. We want to think like, oh, no, no, no. But it's like, no, you assume that person is the way they are. And so that's why they're showing up the way they are. I dated a guy one time and he was emotionally unavailable. Okay. And I talk about this. I'm like, you know, it's really a mirror of how I feel about myself. And I realized that I did a lot of self abandonment, right? I did a lot of self abandonment and not really emotionally available to myself. That's emotional abandonment to myself. So he only reflected back to me how I treated myself. Not something you really like to tell yourself, but it's the truth, right? You're like, oh, right. And then it was like my spirit showed me, right, how I actually how I did that. Like where and like literally it was a whole situation where I literally was at a dinner with a guy and I just in that moment just self-abandoned, just made it all about him and everything. And like I went to sleep that night. And remember, I tell you, like your imagination and all that good stuff. I went to sleep that night and it was like my spirit was like, you want me to show you what self-abandonment looks like? You want me to show you what it looks like? And it went and it replayed the dinner. I replayed the dinner and what happened and the conversation. And it was like, that's where you abandon yourself. You made it all about him. That is people pleasing, over giving, and all the things wrapped up. Right? So we just mirror back to ourselves, but it's okay. It's not for us to beat ourselves up and be like, oh my God, I'm not a good person. No, 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 right? It's like you're an amazing person. And it's just remembering who you are, to remember and to say to yourself, I am loved, I am cherished. And I talk about this as well inside the School of Invisible Income. If you want to, you can join for free. I talk about, nervous system regulation and really getting your body in a place to accept a new idea. Because what I realize about myself, and now guys, I'm being so transparent about myself today. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that I only know chaotic love. In romantic partnerships, I have only had chaos. And so my brain looks for familiar patterns, right? Your brain is going to look for a familiar pattern. Your brain wants to do what's familiar. Your brain is not out here trying to find healthy love for you. It's trying to find love that's a pattern that we're used to. So we got to do some new neural pathways. So neuroplasticity and all that kind of stuff. You guys, I've been studying all that stuff, right? So we got to create some new neural pathways. So I'm honestly right now, I am working on telling myself it is okay for you to not have chaotic love where a man is not choosing you and you're having to, he's confused about what you guys are doing and all the things, right? So this work that this law of assumption, this work has helped me to really see myself and to really, heal the parts of me that are like that you're not showing up as God. That is not God. So we have to remember it created in the image and the likeness of God. I am cherished, I am adored, I am powerful, I am safe and expanding, I am beautiful, I am chosen, right? So you see what I'm saying, you guys? So it is about us, ladies and gentlemen. Someone says, girl, I'm so sad. I'm so bad at relationships. I haven't properly dated anyone. Sad girl. And so your words are your name on YouTube here is sad girl. So you're basically saying I am sad. And the world is saying absolutely everything in this universe is going to say you're absolutely whatever you assume to be true, that is going to be the truth for you. So, you know what? In the past, this is what we're going to say. And I don't want to call you sad girl because you're not a sad girl. You're beautiful. You're amazing. You're purposeful. You're chosen. You're powerful. You're, all the things, right? Is it now say in the past? And no, this is what I do now, you guys. When I talk about my my relationship in the past, I chose men who were emotionally unavailable because I didn't really realize at that particular time that I was actually emotionally unavailable for myself. But now I am chosen. I am adored. I am cherished. I am loved. I am loving. I choose myself, right? I choose myself first. I am obsessed with Keysha. Okay, right? Right? I am obsessed with Keysha. And see, we've been taught to be obsessed with other people. Oh my God, how are you? You can't be obsessed with yourself. That's so, egotistical, whatever. If I'm not obsessed with myself, I can't expect anybody to come in my world to be obsessed with myself, right? With me. So I say I'm obsessed with myself. And so now I'm only a match for men who are obsessed with me. They're like, oh my goodness, like I'm so in love with you. You are amazing. You are beautiful. I want you. What do I have to do? What do I have to do to get you? What do I have to do for you to choose me? Right? Yeah. So that's what I say, girl. And that's good, but that's not your identity, right? I get it, right? There's times where I'm sad, but that's not my identity. I am God in flesh. I'm God in flesh, right? So I'm happy, joyful, loving, I am, a I don't even know what it's called, but it's like the high vibe, and it's like we're down at the low, and there's life, it's life. But I get it, you know what I'm saying? I get it. We get to speak our truth, but that's not my identity. So it's like no, I'm happy. I love my life. Life is amazing. Life is beautiful. And things that are here, yeah, I'm creating a life I love. Okay, let's keep going, y'all. Okay, because we'll be here forever. So if you can change your opinion of another, then what you now believe of him cannot be absolutely true, but it is only relatively true. The following is an actual case history illustrating how the law of assumption works. One day, a costume designer described to me her difficulties in working with a prominent theatrical producer. She was convinced that he unjustly criticized and rejected her best work, and that often he was deliberately rude and unfair to her. Upon hearing her story, I explained that if she found the other rude and unfair, it was a sure sign that she herself was wanting, and that it was not the producer, but herself that was in need of a new attitude. See, we always want to blame other people. Oh, it's them. No, it's you. No, it's you. Okay. It's like, it's you. I told her that the power of this law of assumption and its practical application could be discovered only through experience, and that only by assuming that the situation was already what she wanted it to be, she could prove that she could bring about the change desired. Her employer was merely bearing witness, telling her by his behavior what her concept of him was. I suggested that it was quite probable that she was carrying on conversations with him in her mind, which were filled with criticism and recriminations. There was no doubt but that she was mentally arguing with the producer. For others, only echoed that which we whispered to them in secret. For others, I'm going to say this again, guys. For others, only echo that which we whisper to them in secret. I said that man was emotionally unavailable, quite honestly. Okay. I always held that to him. That was my assumption of him. I had an assumption of that man that he was emotionally unavailable. And guess what? That's what he was. Okay. That was my assumption of him. Okay. I asked her if it was not true that she talked to him mentally, and if so, what? And if so, what those conversations were like. She confessed that every morning on her way to the theater, she told him just what she thought of him in a way she would never have dared address him in person. The intensity and force of her mental arguments with him automatically established his behavior towards her. She began to realize that all of us carry on mental conversations, but unfortunately, on most occasions, these conversations are argumentative. That we have only to observe the passerby on the street to prove this assertion. That so many people are mentally engrossed in conversation and fear, and few appear to be happy about it. But the very intensity of their feeling must lead them quickly to the unpleasant incident they themselves have mentally created, and therefore must now encounter. If you say this is what it's going to be, that's what's going to be. It's your assumptions. It's not them. It's your assumptions about them. When she realized what she had been doing, she agreed to change her attitude and to live this law faithfully by assuming that her job was highly satisfactory and her relationship with the producer was a very happy one. We don't assume us to be nothing that we don't want to be. I'm not going to assume myself to be unhappy. I'm not going to assume myself to be sad. I'm going to assume myself that I am a happy person. And so now this life gets to show up and bring to me, by divine right, bring to me things that make me happy, situations that make me happy, circumstances that make me happy. If it's not, I just reject it. It's not mine. Thank you. Okay. So when she realized what she had been doing, she agreed to change her attitude and to live this law faithfully by assuming that her job was highly satisfactory and her relationship with the producer was a very happy one. To do this, she agreed that before going to sleep at night, this is the state, a state akin to sleep. So right before you go to sleep at night, you guys, that's when you can introduce new ideas to your nervous system, to your body, to your mind, because you are in theta, right? So you're in a state where you can introduce a new idea. So every night for me, I go to bed and I'll be like, you know what? I am in love with a provider man who's crazy about me, who loves me, who adores me, who cherishes me, right? So that's before I go to sleep at night, I play a mental picture of me introducing him to my family, and they're so excited. He has no face. I don't have a face on him or anything like that, but I have myself introducing him to at a dinner to my friends and family, and they are so excited. And I can hear my girlfriend say, "Oh my God, he is so cute. He is so fine. He is so, he loves you so much," right? So, anyways, that's what I do. To do this, she agreed before going to sleep at night on her way to work and at other intervals during the day, she would imagine that he had congratulated her on her fine designs and that she in turn had thanked him for praise and kindness. And I just tell you guys, I play a picture. I play a picture in my mind before I go to sleep and throughout the day as well, right? Of me telling my family and friends and introducing them to my new amazing man who loves me, adores me, is so, so in love with me, okay? Cherishes me, okay? So to her great delight, she soon discovered for herself that her own attitude was the cause of all that befell her. Your attitude is the cause, okay? Your identity, right, is the cause, okay? The income, the results, everything, that's the effect. I tell my sons this, I tell everybody this, right? Income is the effect, identity is the cause. Your identity is the reason. And all the results you see, that's the effect. And so if you learned in science or on math or whatever we learned about a cause and effect, right? Your identity will cause an effect. So anything that is happening, the effects, right? Money, love, relationships, whatever, weight, health, identity first. Identity first. So the behavior of her employer miraculously reversed itself. His attitude, echoing as it had always done, that which she had assumed, now reflected her changed concept of him. What she did was by the power of her imagination. Imagination is so powerful, you guys. What she did by the power of her imagination, her persistent assumption influenced his behavior and determined his attitude toward her. With the passport of desire and on the wings of a controlled imagination, she traveled into the future of her own predetermined experience. Thus, we see it is not facts, but that which we create in our imagination, which shapes our lives. For most of the conflicts of the day are due to the want of a little imagination to cast the beam out of our own eye. I'll read that again. Thus we see it is not facts. It is not facts. It's not facts. But that which we create in our imagination. Who uses their imagination anymore? I know when we were little kids, I know for myself, I know little kids, we use our imagination a lot, right? We imagine ourselves here and there and everywhere, right? Then we get to a point where they say, get your head out the clouds. And then we stop imagining, right? We stop doing that. We stop using that. And I want to invite you as an adult, right, to come back to that, to use your imagination to create sceneries in your mind of places you want to be and things you want to do, right? Use the power of your imagination. And that's what Neville Goddard taught. If you go to YouTube and type in Neville Goddard imagination, you guys, I'm telling you, like, he will teach you about, your imagination and using it. I'm going to give you guys a powerful story that I actually did. So I started creating these videos using ChatGPT has this video software called Sora 2. So I started creating these videos in Sora 2, and I had this imaginary character named Brad, right? So Brad is actually not of the same race as me. So I created this whole story of me about me dating outside my race. And so I had this character named Brad. I started creating these videos of me and Brad in New York, right? And so I would create other videos. It'd be me and Nathan and me and Adam. Like I had these different videos, you guys. And people literally on my Facebook are like asking me, like, okay, when's the next video coming out, right? Well, I have not really been, too tuned into the dating scene. Quite honestly, I just been kind of doing some work. I logged into my Hinge account this morning, you guys, and I see that I have some likes on my Hinge account. What do you know? One of the people who like me is named Brad. Okay. Your imagination is so powerful. And that's why I honestly love AI. Me personally, I love AI because I can use it to create, I can use it for my imagination and I can imagine myself in different places and all the things, you guys. So I'm just saying it works. It works for me. You might want to try it out as well. I'm not saying you have to use AI, but I do want you to know your imagination is super powerful. Okay, so thus we see it is not facts, but that which we create in our imagination, which shapes our lives. For most of the conflicts of the day are due to the want of a little imagination to cast the beam out of our own eye. It is the exact and literal minded who live in a fictitious world. As this designer, by her controlled imagination, started the subtle change in her employer's mind, so can we, by the control of our imagination and wisely directed feeling, solve our problems. In order to be entered into the $25 giveaway, you guys, you have to put your email address in. I'm going to be selecting some folks from the live show that are engaging, that are asking questions, that are giving their thoughts as well. So you definitely want to do that. Put your email address in, and then also you got to, comment, give me something, I'm saying, like engage in what are you going to, are you using your imagination, right? What are you doing? How are you, as I want you to teach you how to fish, right? $25 is cool, right? But I want to teach you guys how to fish so you can use this work to change your life. All right. So by the intensity of her imagination and feeling the designer cast a kind of enchantment on her producer's mind and caused him to think that his generous praise originated with him. Often our most elaborate and original thoughts are determined by another. We should never be certain that it was not some woman treading in the wine press who began that subtle change in men's minds, or that the passion did not begin in the mind of some shepherd boy lighting up his eyes for a moment before it ran upon its way. And that's a poem by William Butler Yeats. So, all right, guys, that's chapter number 7, the power of awareness. Any thoughts that you guys have? This is about attitude, okay? This is about attitude. Any thoughts that you guys have? Hello, you guys that are in the comments. What's up? Welcome. We are wrapping up chapter number 7 and the power of awareness, you all. And I am so glad you guys have been here. I'm here every single Sunday. I'm reading the power of awareness. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe. So hit that subscribe button. Also click the bell notification. So when I go live, you guys are actually notified. If you haven't already done so, join the School of Invisible Income. I teach you in there how to make money using faceless pages. I also teach you identity is the effect. Identity is the cause, income is the effect. Okay. And so be sure to join that. I have a 7-day self-concept reset that you guys can get for absolutely free inside of there. So definitely be sure to join that. And today I actually uploaded a training on how you guys can get paid to post on Facebook. Facebook is paying people to post on Facebook, pictures, reels, text posts, everything like that, you guys. And so I actually uploaded a training this morning showing you guys how to do that. So so be sure to get your free membership inside the School of Invisible Income and grab access to that training. All right, you guys. So I will be back here again next week on Sunday for another round. We'll go into we're going to be at chapter 8. And chapter 8 is called renunciation. It's a very short chapter, so we won't be here very long on that particular video. We won't be here that long. So I will see you guys next week. Be sure to click that bell notification, and so you guys will be notified, and also subscribe. I love you guys. Have a great day. Talk soon.